All right. I took San Francisco this week. Who'd you take?
So did I. There was not a lot of stress involved in that.
No.
Actually, I wished I'd taken the Giants because they won earlier.
And you're in a restarter league, right?
I'm in a restarter and one is a buyback. And I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't take the Giants. They're down 14-0. Then I was like, oh, I wish I'd taken the Giants. They've already won. But then it wasn't much stress in the Bills-Niners game.
No, but it was early on in the Giants-Cleveland game, right? I was like,
14. But the thing is, now the Giants' offense is so good, I never worry when they're behind. I'm like, oh, they'll catch up.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so I survived with my San Francisco pick, but I have already taken Atlanta this week, and I've taken pretty much everybody else that's sort of a shoo-in.
There's no shoo-in. Atlanta's the only one, and they're not even a shoo-in, but they're the...
Who else? Steelers?
So Atlanta's the pick.
Texans.
I mean, look, they're hosting the Raiders. Atlanta's usually better at home. Atlanta's overrated. They're 5-0. They were life and death with the Redskins until RG3 got hurt, and he wasn't even having a good game. They were life and death with Carolina at home the week before. This is not a dominant 5-0 team. This is just a okay team, a little bit above average.
You're not buying the mattrel that they're calling Matt Ryan now?
Matty Ice, the mattrel. I don't know. Vanilla Ice. You know, that's what I call him. He's okay. You know, I mean, it just... Oh, he had 352 yards last week. Well, he threw the ball 52 times. He averaged 6.5 yards per pass. That's below league average. So, great fantasy quarterback. They throw a lot, but
we have
he's okay.
Arguably, though, the best wide receiver duo and all of that.
That would belong to the Giants if Hakeem Nicks were ever healthy. But, yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, they're okay. You know, they're okay, but when they play good teams, and you'll see it at some point. I don't know if there's any good teams in their division, but when they play good teams, if they get to the playoffs, they probably will. They're 5-0. They've always struggled, and I think they will again. I just don't think they're that good of a team, but we'll see. I mean, they play the AFC West. Who's the best team in the AFC West? The Broncos, the Chargers. I mean, they're not very good.
Broncos, is it?
I mean, who knows? And then their division is terrible too. So that's 10 games right there that are all soft. So we'll see. We'll see when they play a good team.
But
anyway,
you're picking them this week.
Yeah, against the Raiders. I think I'm going to pick them. I mean, I'm going to look into it more, but I just think that's the easiest game on the board at home. I think they win by like 4 or 5. But,
really?
Yeah,
that's it?
Yeah. And they could win by more, but I just think that's the safest game. After that, it's kind of like, okay, now you're on your own. You got the Eagles at home against the Lions.
But I think the Eagles are just the worst team with a winning record. Vic looks horrible.
They turn it over a lot. He holds onto the ball too much. He gets hit a lot. And you look at their margin of victory. It's like a point here or there. The Giants, look at their defeats. They got blown out by Arizona. And last week was actually a close loss in Pittsburgh. So that was actually a strong loss, if you want to call it that. But, you know, that's not that confidence building. I agree. The Eagles are a little sketchy, but the Lions have been bad, and the Eagles are home. That's probably my number 3. My number 2 is the Thursday night game. But you hate taking Pittsburgh, who, you know, they've been okay this year, on a short week on the road.
But playing Tennessee?
Tennessee's the worst in football probably right now.
Yeah. But
it's a short week on the road, and it's just like... Team plays Sunday. They're banged up Monday. They don't have their usual weekly routine. I think I get on a plane and go to another team's stadium. It's tough.
But even with Harrison back, Palomalo's probably gone.
He's banged up again.
Harrison's banged up again?
No, Palomalo's banged up.
Yeah, okay.
And, Mendenhall came back to look good, but a running back doesn't move the needle. And I don't know if Pittsburgh's defense is really what it was. And Pittsburgh's offense is good. Roethlisberger's good. And they should win in Tennessee. So they're probably my number 2.
Okay.
But you don't like a team off a short week on the road, okay? Number 3, Eagles, hosting the Lions. And then what else was on the board that we
Texans, Green Bay.
Okay, so the 2 other ones, right? The 2 biggest spreads are
Niners,
odds,
Giants.
According to Vegas. Niners hosting the Giants. They're 6-point favorites. Don't mess with the Giants, okay? I mean, the Niners are probably the better team right now. They're more balanced. Their defense is good. I think Alex Smith played fantastic last week. But you don't want to mess with the Giants. Eli is going to come back down the stretch. I mean, you don't want to be 1 score up with Eli getting the ball in the 4th quarter. And also the Texans, they should take care of Green Bay. But again, you really want to mess with Aaron Rodgers if they get it together. But I think the Texans. I think the Texans are number 4, and the Niners, I guess, are number 5 because there's just nobody else on the board. But I would not mess with that.
Well, and that's the thing is, I feel like at this point, most people have probably taken the Texans,
and
the Niners,
Giants anyway.
The Giants.
Right. Falcons are number 1, Eagles are number 2.
Yeah.
So you probably have one of those 2 left.
Yeah, exactly. So. Not me. I already took Atlanta. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Or the Steelers are number 2. Sorry, the Steelers are number 2.
Atlanta Steelers and then Philly.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, good luck.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
This is RotoWire TV.